Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Bertie County where there are still issues around this weekend's winter storm. People are still being affected. Sheriff Tyrone Ruffin says his office received several reports of downed trees and power lines overnight after the winter storm. Now, the sheriff advises residents to be careful on the roads due to tree debris left in the roadways from the storm. Many Bertie County residents also saw power outages throughout the day yesterday and into this morning in the wake of the storm. As of this morning, ReadyNC.gov reports that around 670 homes in Bertie County are currently without power. Sheriff Ruffin said around 8:15 a.m. this morning, Highway 11 from Allander to Lewiston did not have ice on the road, but there are tree limbs and other debris in the way that can make travel dangerous. Highway 308 from Roxabelle, Kelford, Lewiston, and Windsor is clear of ice, but there are low-hanging power lines and tree limbs in the roadway. Highway 305 from Allander to Windsor is passable, but there were reports of downed trees near Conarista Road. Highway 45 from Coleraine to Mary Hill is also seeing debris on the roadway from downed tree branches, but the sheriff says there is also no ice on the road. Now we want to turn our attention to an arrest and someone else who again is wanted in a arson that happened in Lenoir County. Two people you're seeing on your screen. One woman has been arrested. The other one is wanted. Police say that 36-year-old Holly Richardson and 25-year-old Ashley Baker are suspects in a vehicle fire that happened at Carver Courts on Thursday. Now, Kinston officers and firefighters were called to the car fire around 8 a.m. in the parking lot of the housing complex. Now, when crews got there, they saw the owner of the vehicle trying to get their personal belongings. Kinston Fire Department crews put out the flames. During their investigation, officers found that the fire was intentionally set. Police identified Richardson and Baker, who are former partners of the car owner, as suspects. Richardson was arrested and charged with felony conspiracy, burning personal property, and littering hazardous waste. Officers have not yet found Baker. Warrants are currently out for her arrest on the following charges: felony burning personal property, felony conspiracy, littering, and burn without a watchman. Now, police say Richardson was taken to the Lenoir County Jail. The Kinston Police Department asks anyone who may know of Baker's whereabouts to contact them at 252-939-4020, or you can reach out to Lenoir County Crime Stoppers at 252-523-4444. And now we want to turn our attention to China, as the country is now going through a military purge after it was revealed that corruption had spread through the ranks of their military. NBC's Janice Mackey-Freyer has more.
This is an upheaval at the top of China's military power structure, a general second in command only to China's President Xi Jinping. Defense Ministry officials confirmed that Zhang Youxia, vice chairman of the Central Military Commission, which controls all of China's armed forces, is under investigation and accused of, quote, grave violations of discipline and the law. Another general, Liu Jianli, has also been put under investigation. The statement gave no details on the allegations or possible charges they face. This isn't the first major scandal for China's military. An anti-corruption campaign under Xi has thinned the ranks of ministers, officers, and other officials. But the downfall of high-ranking commanders is seen as the most significant move yet. Zhang Youxia had been a Xi ally, a childhood friend, and a confidant. And some analysts feel it's going to take time for Xi to replace those commanders, and that may lower the likelihood the PLA may carry out a near-term move on Taiwan. Officials in Taipei say they think these changes are abnormal. But this widening purge of PLA officials has now consolidated military power under Xi, giving him sole control over the armed forces and complete authority. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News, Beijing.
Well, thank you, Janice, for that report. We now turn to your weather forecast. Everything, again, is certainly cold outside, but air temperatures this week are going to be staying cold. There's really not going to be a whole lot of adjustment on your daily highs and even your overnight lows from tonight onward all the way through the next, give it about 8 nights, are going to be in a hard freeze territory. We're talking below the upper 20s. So mid-teens to mid-20s is essentially where we're going to be at least until we get into February. And even then, it's going to take some time before we truly warm back up and see any sort of air temperature that resembles an above average take on, what air temperatures should be as we approach spring. But here's what we've got right now. A lot of those raindrops currently moving over the Outer Banks will continue to do so, drying up as we hit noon. Right now, we've got 11:05 on the clock and 38 degrees in Washington. North-northwesterly wind accelerating right now up to 13 miles an hour. That is, again, going to help keep our temps capped likely in the low 40s through the day today. Some areas may even stay in the upper 30s. Point being is that we are not going to be getting warm today, despite the fact that we will see plenty of sunshine coming up later on this afternoon. Now, right now, winds are blowing in at about 7 to 15 miles an hour, coming in out of the north-northwest. And those winds, again, aren't going to be relaxing really all that much, even as we head from this afternoon into the evening hours. Those winds are going to be staying strong. They're going to continue to push colder air into eastern North Carolina. So highs for today, upper 30s to low 40s. Overnight lows falling quickly and will continue to fall through the night. 28 degrees by 9, 25 by 11. We'll be talking about the mid-teens as we wake up tomorrow morning. Anywhere between 15, 16, 17 degrees to kick off your Tuesday is going to put a chill in the bones. As far as what we've got later on this evening, though, models are trying to give us maybe a few stray snowflakes around the Albemarle Sound. Could be cool to see, but certainly not going to amount to anything, as they are going to be brief, short-lived, and air temperatures are going to be down well below freezing. But I don't think we're going to be seeing much in terms of accumulations. Just too quick of a moisture shot to really accumulate anything. But still, again, could be cool if you are watching around, say, Elizabeth City, Corolla, Nags Head, Kill Devil Hills, kind of Outer Banks, even possibly even Columbia and Tyrone County. You guys may end up seeing a few stray flakes later on this evening. I would anticipate anywhere between around 5 to 9 p.m. But again, I wouldn't go putting money on it, because it's a possibility, but certainly not a certainty. And moisture with cold air is always harder to come by than moisture with warm air. Now, speaking of cold air, we're going to get another blast of it from that area of low pressure you're seeing over the Great Lakes and over Michigan. That is going to be bringing in the colder air over the tail end of the week. So Wednesday, we're going to warm up into the low 40s, but then that cold front moves through and it knocks our temperatures right on back down again. Likely sitting in the mid-30s by the time we get to your Thursday afternoon, and holding between the mid to upper 30s through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday of next week, which is Groundhog's Day. I always love a good weather movie. Anyways, here's what we've got for Saturday and Sunday. Right now, high on Saturday, 34 degrees. High on Sunday, 36 degrees. But more importantly, your overnight low at 18 degrees also comes with a decent shot of some moisture, particularly on Saturday. So we, again, are looking at a potential for some snowflakes this coming weekend. I don't want to, again, jinx anything, but again, this is something that we're calling out early. We want everybody to know that there is this chance, but like we saw with our last system just this past weekend, over 5, 6, 7 days, weather can change, and it can do so pretty easily, and it's also one that this far out, tracking low pressure systems that have yet to truly form can again be a fool's errand. So I want to let you know that it's a possibility. It is not a certainty at this point. Air temperatures may come up, the moisture may go away, but for right now, again, we are looking at that possibility on Saturday night into Sunday, bringing some snowflakes back to eastern North Carolina. Of course, I'm sure after this very cold week that we're about to go through, I know a lot of people are going to be rooting for the snowflakes, saying, if we're going to be this cold, at least make it a little bit fun too. And that's hopefully what the snowflakes will do. But we'll see again how that whole system shakes out here over the next few days. Anyway, that's all we have time for today's 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic Monday.